Hi there, you're very welcome to this third part in our short series on identity. And we've reached part 3, Differing Perspectives. We said in the last episode that we would give this journey a little of our time. So will you join me today as we explore a little further into what our identity could be? Firstly, as we've seen, the world has a perspective when it comes to grasping the idea of who we are and what our identity is. But a lot of people grow up confused about their sexuality and about their gender, ultimately who they are and who they will be with. I have friends who've struggled with being gay. Some have accepted it and decided that's their life to lead, and they've gone off to settle down with a life partner. Others have grappled with guilt and frustration because they've had past letdowns in relationships. Their life partner hasn't been who they thought they would be. So I believe ultimately that the only one who can provide for wholeness and meaning to life is God. And if we were to consider God's perspective to a life lived, just for a moment, we might conclude that the guilt and the pain experienced by not knowing who we really are could be found, indeed could be overcome, in a satisfying and wholesome relationship with God through His Son Jesus. Sexual orientation has a big part to play in who we are. Our identity is wrapped up in it. This is something that I've been thinking through recently. Hopefully, I'm happily married and a heterosexual. I know that this is God's calling for my life and who He made me to be. And I know that gay men who have gone on to lead monogamous sexual lives in the context of marriage to a woman, that's not easy either. But by God's grace and loving Spirit, He can change our lives and shape us into the identity of His Son Jesus. This is hard and complicated stuff, but helpfully the Bible gives us a steer on this. At the beginning of the Bible, in the first book of the Bible, in Genesis chapter 1 verse 27, we read, "We are made in God's image." Listen to the words say, "So God created mankind in His own image. In the image of God He created them, male and female, He created them." It's clear as we read through the scriptures that God didn't design us to have same-sex relationships. If we choose Christ for our lives, then He will change us to live for Him and to live for a new redeemed sexuality, ultimately, which can only be found in Him. But what does this mean in reality? Well, we're going to unpack this in our next episode, episode 4, so keep the faith. May you have a little bit more of your time to unpack and discover what we mean by God's plan for redeeming our lives and the creation in which we live today. Thanks for watching. Bye-bye.